Hello, I'm Natalie Cutsforth, intuitive healer.
And I'm Marcia Way from Star Sister Astrology.
And we have this idea that so much is happening in the world that really required a bringing together of community to support one another and to make sense of what's happening in the world from multiple perspectives. And as Marcia said, there's this metamorphosis underway. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Marcia?
Yes, when we look at 2020, we see that this is a year that started with a very rare and powerful reality transformation that's been unfolding all year long. And it's a year that's going to end with what the ancients called a reality mutation, also very rare. And what's happening in between, what we're living, is metamorphosis. We're on a metamorphosis bridge to a new reality. It's what the astrology is very clear in showing us.
That's so exciting. I think it's exciting because I always think of the butterfly when I think of metamorphosis coming out the other end, even if we're in the muck right now. Well, the workshop we've created together is called The Power of Collective Transformation, and its focus is really about bringing us together as a community to assist in this illumination of our sixth sense, our psychic awareness, our intuitive insights, and the stars, the astrology, what's transforming us in the world right now. And so the first session of our workshop, we're going to really focus on activating that collective soul vow, why we're all here, why our souls were called to be here right now, and how by being interconnected, we can actually access a whole nother level of information and the mysteries or whatever are occurring in the universe. So Marcia's going to teach us in that session about the astrology of 2020 and how that energy is a map for our interconnectedness and how the universe is evolving. And I'm going to work a little bit with you on taking that sixth sensory awareness to the next level. And one of the things that we're going to do in the tools part of this workshop for session one is do an interconnected grounding circle so that we can really rely on each other's energy to tap into that information. And then I will lead you on a shamanic journey to retrieve information from your Akashic records, information from your own soul, about why you chose to be on Earth right now while all of this transformation is happening.
By session two, we will be prepared at a whole new level already to understand what it means to live in the mystery, the creative and infinitely evolving mystery that we are made of while the world around us is grasping for control. We'll look at what the universe shows us about the truth of who we really are and the power that we actually have, not the power of control that is the old paradigm. What astrology and intuitive energetic approaches show us about the impact of the choices that we make about truth, power, control, and domination throughout this year and in the years ahead can be game-changing and will help us not only make peace with the unknown, but embrace it as the creative womb of the energy that we need to transform our lives and our world. Natalie will lead us in a review, an overview of the different ways that energy leaks from our lives and what we can do to reclaim our energy. We will look at tools that we can use that will help us embody more of the power that we actually have. We'll learn how to use planetary cycles on a daily and monthly basis for personal empowerment. Natalie will show us how to clear out control and suppression energy. And she'll lead us on a purification ritual. So we will have a fresh sense of how to bring ourselves into alignment so that our energy can remain pristine as we move through the powerful times ahead.
So important. So our third session, as we come together, we're going to be looking at this collective opportunity to heal trauma. As you might have noticed, there's a lot stirred up in the world right now, and it feels like everything is getting stirred up all at once. And my experience as an intuitive and a psychic is that part of the reason that's all being stirred up is because behind every trauma that's not just a physical wound is actually an abuse of power. And every abuse of power that's happened in a human experience is being lit up right now for us all to review and heal at a deeper level. And so in this session 3, we're going to teach you some astrology about the collective generational trauma. That's where Marcia is going to jump in and give us those amazing insights about what's happened over the centuries and how that's been mapped to what has happened in the stars. And then we're going to go into our individual and collective trauma around violence and greed and abuses of power so that we can step from that into these soothing tools that we're going to work through in session 3, healing energy practices, doing a Mother Mary healing and using the Saint Germain's healing flame to clear out the trauma that we might be carrying from ourselves, from generations, or from others out in the world and are empathically sensing it.
And by the time we come to our 4th session, we will be at the very gateway of being non-doing, which is the essence of living in deep resonance with the universe. So we'll look at what astrology shows us about cosmic creativity and the power of holding space. We'll look at the relationship between non-doing and the dark universe, which is actually 96% of the universe. It's the part of the universe that's invisible, that we can't see, and out of it, everything comes. We'll learn why self-love is the essential preparation for the grand mutation that's coming in just a few more months, because we are the universe. It's not just a catchphrase. We will then understand at a whole new level what freedom is, what it requires, and how much of it we can use and we need. And we'll also understand how energy changes in the blink of an eye, no matter what's going on outside of us. And we'll work with some tools that will help us embody these concepts day to day in game-changing ways, including tools for holding dynamic and creative space for the evolution of the cosmos within us and also around us. We'll update our soul vows into present time, and we'll step into our spiritual seniority. We'll truly be ready to step more fully than ever before into the ones that we came here to be, because it's time.
Taking it to an entirely new level together with the supportive community. Our final session is going to be a couple months later, when there is this total solar eclipse in December of this year. We're going to come back together for a group meditation to align our frequencies for this portal. You want to tell us about that, Marcia?
Yes, it's going to be an extraordinary time, the culmination of an extraordinary year. And it's so wonderful that we will come prepared and ready to embrace the transformational potential within us and around us. This is going to be the only total solar eclipse of 2020, the most powerful of all new moons, that brings a complete reset of our relationship with the eclipse energy, which is aligned with the most transformational degree in the whole zodiac, the degree where the center of our Milky Way galaxy is, a super massive transformational vortex. We're all getting a reboot on December 14th with that energy. And then 1 week later, the two largest planets in our solar system, Jupiter and Saturn, known to the ancients as the two gurus, they're coming together as they do every 20 years to update our understanding of the kinds of structures that we need to access wisdom, abundance, blessing, and grace. They do this every 20 years, but every 218 years, they make a shift that is so profound, it's called a grand mutation. They're going to mutate our reality. We are going into creating reality with the visionary, big picture frequencies of the air signs. We're literally stepping into centuries of becoming reality creators.
Amazing.
Not showing up with a bag of pixie dust to sprinkle over the world like snow. We will not wake up to an instantly changed world on December 22nd, 2020. But we will know the tide has turned, the currents have changed, we have the wind at our backs, and we will be ready to move together into the most exciting and transformational times of our amazing lifetimes. I'm so excited, and I'm just so thrilled to be preparing myself with Natalie and with other kindred spirits in an experience I think that we'll all remember for years to come.
Thank you, Marcia. I just have to say that no wonder we're both called to bring this group together, to have this conversation, to grow our skills, to tap into our cosmic and psychic information through this gathering of souls that are all here with purpose right now. So no wonder I'm so glad to be doing this with you, Marcia, and to be asking these questions and be looking at this from the lens that we're looking at it from. So we really are in metamorphosis, as you said, of the world as we know it. And we're getting ready to be reborn in a way that isn't being born from as a child, but with wisdom, as you mentioned. And like I feel is that this new layer of abundance that we're stepping into is really about abundance from the heart. It's about abundance that's energetic and knowing there's enough for everyone, not just about how much is there for me, which is the way our world's been operating for quite some time. So please consider joining us for the power of collective transformation to illuminate your sixth sense, to tap into what's happening astrologically in the universe, so that we can together prepare ourselves to contribute what we're here to contribute in this time.